Thank you, Christy. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. My name is Eric Kihlstrom, and I am CEO of Centaur Robotics. Centaur Robotics is reimagining mobility for the 10% of the global population who cannot walk 400 meters without assistance. That includes existing wheelchair users, but it also includes people who are mobility impaired. There are 6 million people in the UK who can't move, 6 million people who can't go 400 meters, and there are 33 million people in the US who cannot walk 400 meters. It's important to the airline industry because there are people who are who with mobility assistance needs look at the difficulty it is that they experience in airports and airlines and don't book. 2/3 of the population don't book as a result of the hassle. And so there's an opportunity to create a better customer journey, but also attract more people to buy more tickets and spend more in the airports to create an overall better experience than what is enabled today. We'll be showing you a video in a second that is around, that was created for Emirates, the CEO chairman, Sheikh Al Maktoum. It was a successful presentation, and we are now in discussions with Emirates to use this prototype, to use our existing prototype to create something specific to their needs in Emirates and roll it out across the 84 airports that they operate globally. So that is my intro. If you want to roll the video.
Thank you.
Tend to arrive at an airport, there's a corral that you're put into with other disabled folk, and you are treated like cattle at that point. It's inhumane. The fun and the pleasure and the excitement of going on a flight is denied you. You feel like you're in a processing factory.
Here's an amazing piece of assistive technology that will help so many people not only feel safe, but feel assured that they will get from the door to the gates safely, on time, and without hassles. You're going to have people finally spending money. I see it as a revenue generator.
If this gives you more opportunity to share the shopping experience, to graze a little bit and have a little bit more choice and joy, I think any client that experiences one of these is going to say, I want that at every airport, and I want it to be mandatory.
So those were our industry experts. Robin Shepard is head of Bespoke Hotels, the largest independent hotel chain in the UK, and Fred Mazza, travel advisor specialist. So thank you for the opportunity to present.
Fantastic information and such a cool looking chair. Now, as a reminder, we have about 10 minutes for the judges' questions. I'm going to do my best to keep everybody on track. So we'll go ahead and start with the questions, and we'll kick it off with Chris Marr.
Thank you, Christy. Eric, congratulations. I mean, first of all, it's gorgeous. The product is absolutely beautiful. And I just was on a trip with my in-laws, or my father-in-law, who's got some physical ailments that flared up on him, and actually needed to go through that experience of being wheeled through a couple of different airports. And so saw firsthand how that can be not the most pleasant experience. So first of all, how much does it cost for a unit, start to finish?
Sure. So the end user in airports, the end user pays nothing.
Sorry. I meant how much does it cost to actually make the chair?
Yeah. Well, making the chair and what we sell it for so the price that we would sell to an airport would come down over time. It would initially be about 15,000 pounds, which is about $18,000. Frankly, as we invest in tooling and demonstrate market, we believe that comes down to more than half of the original listing price. But we will be skimming the high end of the early adopters at the beginning of the market. And unfortunately, it takes time and money to invest in innovation and accelerate the take up. So it's more expensive than we would like it to be, but more importantly, I think for the end user, we want it to be free as a statutory requirement, and it'd be a VIP experience comparable to all other VIP experiences in airports.
Gotcha.
Sorry, with those numbers, the Emirates is starting in the hundreds, the initial order.
Yeah, gotcha. And then any challenges around working with the airports themselves to agree to? I mean, they're going to have to be kind of stored or housed somewhere. I mean, similar to those like carts that carry your bags. I mean, those things, kind of lock into each other pretty easily. Have you seen any challenges there? Or airports, welcoming it?
Yeah, so airports that are looking at creating a better customer experience, passenger experience. So Dubai International Airport is a great place for us to do the innovation, because there's a very good relationship between the airline and the airport. But they have a subsidiary called Donata and operates 84 airports globally. And so they want to prove it in Dubai and then show what excellence looks like and roll it out in other markets. Having said that, we've already been approached by British Airways, who doesn't want to miss out on the opportunity. They're in the process of redesigning the passenger experience for people in wheelchairs, and they want to reinvent the whole experience. Sorry, having said that, what we are looking at with Emirates is a complete reimagining of the customer experience. So, depending on where things go, the vision is actually you don't have your luggage the entire journey. It is picked up from your house along with yourself and delivered to your hotel room, and you don't need to touch your luggage through the entire journey. That is very attractive in terms of reimagining the entire customer experience. So British Airways is interested, particularly at Heathrow. This morning we were reached out to by Singapore Airport, Shanghai. So yes, there's interest.
That is amazing. I love the. I'm so sorry, Chris. We have got to kind of move things along a little bit. I have other judges' questions here as well. Amazing information. Really neat that it's expanding. Can we please go on to Eric? Eric Lip, you have your hand raised as well.
Yep. Hi. I've seen a couple of these things that are very cool coming out. How does yours perform in a large crowded airport with narrow pathways and passageways? And also, how do you interact with it if you want to make a stop or if you want to get a sandwich or something like that?
Yeah, so this is not an autonomous vehicle. This is the individual in the chair maintains agency. Now, you will have driver assistance, and by that, when you talk about a crowded environment, you steer it with a joystick on the side of the arm, but you will receive appropriate signals through haptics and lights, and if needed, sound. So what we have done is work with the Royal College of Art. It actually came out of a grant from the pandemic around social distancing. How do you keep people aware, particularly phone zombies, frankly, people on their phone not paying attention to where they're going. And so there's a series of signals that the person in the chair would receive to help them navigate through that space. Now, when you talk about narrowness, our vehicle was designed around a wheelchair, a dining chair, not a wheelchair. So the designer of the vehicle went to IKEA, bought a dining chair that fits at any dining table and said, this is where we start. And that is the width of the chair, which is more narrow than anything else on the market. So it navigates spaces extremely well. And because it's self-balancing two wheels, it's able to turn on its axis. So it's more agile than anything that's out on the market today. So what we try to do is augment the capability of the individual, particularly when someone is coming from behind. So if a dog is running or a person is running for the plane, they will be augmented with information through the appropriate manners, whether that's haptics, lights, or sound.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. What a great question. And next we have Laszlo. You have a question as well?
Yes. Great job, Eric. It's very interesting. I would love to kind of geek out on the details of the technology, but since the ambassador doesn't allow us to talk endlessly on fun details, quick question: the battery. How long does it last? Because that's usually the secret sauce of those.
Yeah, no,
electric,
absolutely.
movers.
Yeah. So what we're looking at is selling this to the airport, and the airport journeys throughout the airport are well within the battery limit. So we're looking at 10 hours per fully charged battery. But when I say it's not an autonomous vehicle, it's not autonomous with someone in it. What we actually would like to do is have it autonomous back to base. So an individual takes it to the side of the plane, and then it automatically goes back to base where it sits on a charger. And then it's the same. So if you get dropped off at the curb, it automatically meets you at the curbside. It takes you to plane side. But while an individual is in the chair, they have complete control.
Got it.
So,
makes sense.
Amazing. Chris, let's go back to you since we have just a tiny bit more time. I know you had another question as well.
I was just going to ask, my experience has been, if someone needs wheelchair assistance, an employee from the airport has to transport them. So how is this different?
Well, so what Emirates, for instance, has, let's use Air India as an example. Sometimes on Air India flight, they could have up to 100, 125 requests for wheelchair assistance. That's an extreme case, but it's reality. And so they have to have 120 porters go to the side of the plane and wait with wheelchairs and transport them around. And that experience that Robin was talking about in the video, where you're pushed into a corral and you're weighted with other disabled people, is not something that anyone really wants to go through. So when he talks about being denied the joy of the journey and shopping experience and the whole experience in the airport, frankly, you're separated from your family. Either your family stays with you there, or the family goes off and you sit in the pen on your own. And so that's what porters do today. And we need to improve on that.
So these wouldn't require a porter, or would they?
No, sorry, that was what I was trying to say in terms of, it's not autonomous with someone in it. It would be autonomous to get to the curbside or get from Plainside. So it wouldn't require a porter, correct?
Right.